Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching another episode at Investing with All I See is W. Today, I wanted to make this video to share with you three more tickers that can add value to your investment portfolio. But first, before I begin, I'd like to inform you that the information I'll be sharing with you with these three tickers, it should be used as guidance information only, and anytime when you make your own investment decision, please do your research. Let's get started. These three companies are BOXL Corporation by the ticker BOXL, Microsoft, MSFT, and the last company, INO Pharmaceuticals by the ticker INO. Now, why am I interested in these three companies at this time? Based on the information that I collected on the Wall Street Journal that was released, I'd like to share with you that information as to why I feel this can add value to your investment portfolio. Now let's begin. Now, as you can see here, we're looking at an article from the Wall Street Journal where it talks about how there was a second recent outbreak of COVID-19, and what this had done was the politicians had demanded for the country to allow for teachers and students to continue the education virtually at home instead of going on site to campus. So that is big news, just knowing that South Korea, when the outbreak had begun, this country had taken great corrective action measures. For example, taking diagnostic testing and just isolating those infected and escalating using technology to identify infected patients. So South Korea did such a great job, and now just knowing that the country is now going through a second outbreak and it's taking corrective actions to shut down the school, that just shows you that the country is taking best practices to reduce any potential occurrences of the COVID-19, just to minimize the risk of any infection spread. So this is big news to me because I didn't know that this actually happened. I mean, living in the United States, you hear that schools are beginning to open up and so forth, but I didn't hear about South Korea. Just knowing that this country contained the COVID-19 pandemic quite well for the first occurrence. Now we hear the second occurrence, and that's big news here. Now, I wanted to share with you this graph right here. So as you can see, we're looking at a virus surge where we're looking at daily COVID-19 cases. So right when the outbreak occurred, South Korea had about 800 daily COVID-19 deaths, and there was a short peak where it hit that. But now, as you can see, in September, it's reaching up by like 60% of that prior resistance value of back when it was in March timeframe. So that just tells you that there's some degree of seasonality impact here, and that's why it's great to see countries like South Korea taking implementation measures to reduce the spread by having schools be done online now. So that's big news here. And what does this mean for countries like South Korea? Well, this just shows that South Korea is beginning to advance its country by relying on having technology to educate its students, and that's going to require the tools and equipment to be able to do that. I don't think that can be deployed in all countries, but the fact that South Korea is advancing its education system as well as its technology, I feel like this is a great opportunity for the country to advance further. Now, what does this mean for the three companies that I mentioned to you? For example, BOXL, MSFT, and INO. Well, there's going to be an increased demand for technology and medication with an increase in COVID-19. These are necessities. So that's why I feel like the company, as you can see here, BOXL Corporation, BOXL, is a great value buy because from a long-term perspective, I feel like this company can reach its prior resistance value, hovering at $3.67. And as you can see now, the share price is $1.45, with the potential of it gaining on positive proceeds once the demand for online school systems is required. For example, this company has software to develop interactive whiteboard where students and teachers can collaborate and learn and share information with the use of its technology. So this is great news. Although the company has been trending downward, just knowing that from a global perspective, countries are implementing more strict measures because of the increase in COVID-19. And just looking at the numbers, we know that India has a significant breakout, as well as Brazil and Russia. The total numbers is beginning to creep up beyond the million total patient infected now. So globally, we will likely hit the 1 million mark for total deaths for COVID-19. So we definitely need a vaccine coming out soon, including immunotherapies. Now I wanted to shift over to the next company, but I feel like BOXL can definitely hover beyond the current share price of $3.67. So let's not ignore BOXL. Next up, I wanted to share with you is company Microsoft by the ticker MSFT. We know that this company is dominating right now with its core software applications to support businesses with its Microsoft Teams and all other programs that it has. So this is great, just knowing that Microsoft currently was hovering at $228 back in August 2024. And as you can see here, you can capitalize on purchasing Microsoft shares at low 200s versus getting it at 228. So to me, I think this is a great buying opportunity for Microsoft. And we know that, let's say if you're considering long-term investments, investing in Microsoft is a great opportunity for you to capitalize on positive proceeds in the future. Let's say if you want to keep it for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Next up, I wanted to share with you is INO Pharmaceuticals by the ticker INO. So this company is working on a DNA vaccine that is supporting the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's currently in clinical trials 1, and it will likely begin phase 2 of its clinical trials sometime this month. We just need to hear from the company the release of that next step moving forward, but I foresee that coming possibly by this upcoming week or the next following week. But it's great to await to hear peer review results on the phase 1 clinical trials on 40 healthy patients. Looking forward to see how the INO 4800 reacted with patients and what were the results from that trial. So looking forward to seeing the share price increase. As you can see here, it previously hovered beyond the mid 30s, and now it's gone down below the $10 range. And to me, I think this is a great buying opportunity, just knowing that South Korea is currently studying the INO 4800 now, and the fact that we saw the increase based on the graph in South Korea, we may hear the Korean Health Ministry, the health authority, initiate emergency use for INO 4800 if or when they do notice positive results from their clinical trials being evaluated in the South Korean hospital at this time. So that's great. Just knowing that there's clinical trials not only happening in the United States, in Pennsylvania, another state in the United States, but it's also being evaluated in South Korea at this time for safety and efficacy. Just seeing how the 4800 INO vaccine is working on patients in South Korea. So the fact that we see fluctuations with the numbers with COVID-19, I believe the total new infection cases globally today is at its highest peak. That just tells us that it's getting more serious, and we need to take this more seriously, and that's why I feel like these companies can add value to your investment portfolio. Well, thank you so much for watching another episode at Investing with All I See Is W. Thank you.